It is time.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Wilson?
Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this day, dear Lord. We just thank you for our country, dear Heavenly Father, that we get to reside in, dear Lord. And we just pray that you just be with our community, dear Lord, and just lead, guide, and direct us as we go throughout our daily lives, dear Heavenly Father. We just pray, dear Lord, and just thank you for your Son, Jesus, dear Lord, who come and he died on the cross for our sins, dear Lord, to give us that eternal life. And we're just so appreciative of that, dear Heavenly Father. Ask all these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, time is 6 o'clock. Call this meeting to order. All right. Item 4, Principal's Report. Mrs. Cox.
My first item is, with our school climate grant that we've got, and Kim Hempfield is a social worker. She's actually housed in my building, but she's really for the district. Mr. Craig may not have seen any benefits to having her yet, but I have. She's fixing a clothes closet in one of the rooms that we have over there, and she's been working on that and gathering clothes and getting them washed up and everything. And then she has done a few home visits to some families that needed some help, and so she's done that already as well. And then also with that school climate grant, actually this summer, my 5th grade down teachers are going to have some training on a program called Stop and Think. And it's kind of like a classroom management type program, but it has to do with their discipline procedures and everything. And so they'll all be on the same page with all the teachers that are teach that grade level. And then also the music teacher and the PE teacher is going to be at the training too, so that it'll just it'll follow the kids wherever they go. So I'm real excited for that. Chris Williams came, she's from the KTC, and she presented lessons to our 4th grade kids. And she has some really interesting things to show them, a dinosaur skeleton that the welding class had made, and she showed them the fingerprint thing, just some things to kind of get their little minds to thinking about something that they might want to consider as a career when they get older. And then also we have Ann Nelson that comes from the OSU Extension class, office, and she's been coming for a few years to the elementary, and she teaches nutritional classes, mainly 5th grade down. And this semester she's doing 4th and 5th grade. First semester she had done 2nd and 3rd, and I think maybe even 1st grade on that. So, and the kids really enjoy it, and she does a good job on bringing some stuff into the classroom for them. Thursday night, Sean and her workers, Sarah Bain and Veronica Perez, and I are going to the Boys and Girls Banquet at Podo. And we're actually taking some students to go with us. I think Sean said that she had about 5 that's going to be going that they've been in the program with her for several years. So we're going to go do that. It's just a fundraiser. I have an elementary table, and I think Mr. Wilson has a table for the district. And I actually have 2 seats left. If anyone wants to join us there, you're more than welcome. And then on February the 27th, our dental clinic will be here, and they usually stay busy the entire day with students coming out. We have paperwork that Nurse Jamie's already sent home that the parents have to fill out for them to be allowed to even go in there. And those people that work that clinic, they're real good about communicating with the parents on that if the child needs any dental work or anything on that. And then our Rise and Shine for February is on the 28th. And last week, 3 of our teachers, and I believe Mr. Craig had a high school teacher go as well, to the textbook caravan. And this year it is for social studies. So we'll be looking at those textbooks to get ready to see which one we would like to use. And then on February the 21st, I have Mrs. Edmondson and Mrs. Brown are going to a writing workshop. And Mrs. Edmondson is in 4th grade, but she's going because that 5th grade is the grade that they do the writing test, and 8th grade. I think Mrs. Huggins is going too. Yes, right. And so anyway, I wanted Mrs. Edmondson to go so that she can go ahead and start getting them prepped on that and not wait until they're in the 5th grade to do that.
How you doing?
Oh, are you going to?
She's going
Yes, that's
to.
right, yes, so we've got everyone in the district covered on that writing test.
All right, thank you. Mr. Westfall?
We did have our spelling bee, our upper elementary spelling bee on the 27th. That was 5th through 8th grade, and 5th graders took all 3 top places. So 5th grade spelling teacher was happy with that. Also, our geography bee was just this past week, and last year it was a little bit of a struggle. A lot of kids went out on the first round. These kids answered questions for like 5 rounds, and we just kept having kids. We had I think 18 try out, and then 7th grader won that one. They did a great job. 7th and 8th grade academic team are district champs from last week, I believe, and they're going to regionals tomorrow or Saturday at Howe. Y'all probably already know this. Mrs. Nelson, one of our teachers in the mid-level building, is going to be resigning by the end of the month, so she can get the Mazzio's pizza business back up and going for all of us. In fact, I gave Mr. Wilson the letter of resignation. Janie has acquired USA Test Prep, which is a software that we're going to use to help. It's specifically designed for the OSTP, at least for the 8th grade. I know that's our grades, the math and the language arts, and so we're excited about getting kids logged into that soon and hopefully score better on our 8th grade math. We did have our first Saturday school of this semester on Saturday. We invited 7 kids, and 7 kids showed up, so we were happy with that. They got a lot of lessons made up, a lot of zeros turned into good grades, and so hopefully we'll get more and more kids off of that ineligible list. I want to cut that thing way down. It's too big already this semester. Let's see. And we also, again, I know I've mentioned this before, for like 5th period, when 7th and 8th grade boys and girls are in PE, we will pull kids out of PE to tutor them. The 3 teachers in my building, they take their prep period and they'll pull kids out of PE and use their prep period to help kids get lessons caught up. They make a big difference in keeping kids off the list. And my teachers, and again, they're doing this on their own. This isn't something that I pushed them into, but they're doing a great job of building more relationships with parents. They're making their first, if we've had trouble with kids making their first contact to the parent, not to the kid or not to me or not send them to me to talk to the kid, but talk to the parent. It's making a big difference, I think, throughout all of the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and I'm proud of them for doing that. I think that's all I got.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Craig?
Okay. Oh. Archery went to shoot in Arcoma, or have a little competition over there, and high shooter for Heber was Brandon Price. But the funny part about it, he never shot a bow till Christmas. He said it looked fun, so he decided to join the team, and he outshot everyone. And he said, "Wish I'd started shooting a couple of years ago. He might have been the champion." Well, I'm proud of him. But they're going to state at Tulsa on the 19th of this month, taking 16 kids up there, and I hope they do great. The big thing about the bows for the wildlife department is changing the bows over. It's going to a 3-year deal, did a third each year, and they're going to regular compounds with releases and sights and everything, and they're not going to be shooting just the circle targets, they're going to be shooting animal targets and everything. It's an aid to what they're saying is get more students or kids interested in hunting, because the number of hunters in the state have dropped quite a bit, and they think this is going to work. And the kids the high school kids that I've talked to are looking forward to it. I think it'd be fun to shoot a turkey out there as it will be a circle. So, but anyway, hopefully we'll get ours next year. Hal got theirs this year, their bows, and hopefully we'll get ours next year. Then the year after, that's all we'll shoot. And the bows that we have will go down to the younger kids. Okay, FFA hosted their FFA Jackpot Swine Show January the 18th and 19th with Ray Perriman conducting the Sunday morning service out there at the show. And they had 5 students applying for their state FFA degree this year, which is more than they've ever had at one time in Heber, which is
great. The last show was on February the 8th at the Southern Oklahoma Exposition in Colgate, with 7 students winning $250 apiece for the Breed Championship. When you look at Danny, he's kind of blowing his chest out on Kinsley because she won. And then Autumn Watson, London Dyer, Layton Dyer, all won Breed Champions for their pig. Next week, Ag is going to start planting in their greenhouses. They're only going to plant tomatoes this year because that's their best seller, and they can sell all they can produce of tomatoes rather than peppers and everything else. Vapes, we've been trying to crack down on vapes in the school pretty heavy. We've already this month have had 12 different students in the office for the use of vape, and we have confiscated 5 vapes already. So we're working on that. It's nationwide right now, and hopefully we can make a dent in it. That's the thing. That's all I have.
Thank you. Can they train dogs to sniff vape like the oils and stuff?
I really don't know. I haven't had in the last month, the drug dog in. I know they make little detectors you can hang around that'll pick them off. It is, they can inhale them and blow them right there, and you don't see any smoke or anything. And it's hard to find or detect, but we've started really trying.
Yeah.
We don't get them all, but we're working at it.
Thank you, sir. All right. Item 5, superintendent's report. Mr. Wilson.
It's centered around there. First item there, back in the fall, if you ever been up there, we had the windows put in the press box several years ago, and that company warranted those windows because they were starting to get a little bit wore out and whatnot. So they replaced all the sashes, and so it looks better. We'll just see. They're vinyl replacement windows to begin with, and so anyway, we'll see how that they see if they'll hold up. I did include there. There's a quote there from a gentleman for that phase 1 electrical quote on that building. The last one that we had was a verbal quote, so if you remember that, just look it over. I've been talking to, we received a grant back in October. It was a little grant from the Department of Agriculture. And anyway, they were going to allow us to get a couple of awnings for like the Scott Center over here, and then a little student shed awnings for the Scott Center and one over to elementary. And so been looking at those little portable awnings like G-Bar equipment out here sells. And so where we kind of had a little bump in the road there though, and what we were getting in that is that company wouldn't take a purchase order. Not the local guy here, but the actual company, which is like in Tennessee and Arkansas sometime, I believe it was. But anyway, so we're having to kind of work that out. And Mr. Green, Mike, he's been real helpful trying to help us figure that out. And so anyway, but we do have an application going with them, trying to get that, to see what we can come up with to get around that, since we do, and we may have to, go a different avenue. Mrs. Cox stole my thunder a while ago about the Boys and Girls Club, the Youth of the Year banquet, so anyway, but the LaFleur County, the Boys Club of LaFleur County, in which Hebrew Public Schools is a partner, and we provide, the site, and they provide the, school/club activities. Some of those activities are extended learning, homework help, and then they also have physical games and activities. And but they're hosting their annual Youth of the Year fundraising banquet. In the past, if you remember, it's been like a Valentine's banquet, but they changed the name to Youth of the Year this year. And so anyway, it's going to be Thursday evening, February the 13th at 6:30 p.m. at the Reynolds Center. We do have Mrs. Cox sponsoring a table. The district is sponsoring a table, and so if you guys would, you or your spouse would like to join us, just let us know, because we do have some seats available, okay? We've been seeing an uptick in sickness, as we always do. Unfortunately, after the LaFleur County tournament, we've been hovering, started monitoring last week some, and it was, right at 8 to 9%. And then today, I noticed at the end of the day, it was around 13% of our population, of our student population. So it has had kind of an uptick. So anyway, we do have some kiddos. I know Coach has hit it hard a little bit there with his girls basketball. So There's OSSBA Board Continuing Education Training at KTC on Podo, March the 11th. I believe it's gonna start at 5 p.m. and then they do serve a meal there, so if you wanna, I think you may wanna attend, they haven't started taking the registrations yet, but just get it on your radar because it is coming up. Also, you'll notice, kinda in bold, I did a cut and copy and paste on that, but the Region 10 is February the 26th, excuse me, and it's Region 14, but anyway, it's February the 26th at 8:30. February the 27th, and it's going to be at 6:30 p.m., and that's going to be at the Comiskey Tech Center at McAllister. And so that's the OSSBA region meeting. There's one in the fall, there's one in the spring. So if you guys want to attend that, let us know. And what did it say? We had to the 17th maybe to register?
17.
I think that's right, yeah. So anyway, our auditor will be here Wednesday morning, this Wednesday, the 12th, and so that's Kerry Patton. They come in, they're our school auditors and stuff. We do have a retirees community breakfast coming up, scheduled for the 26th at 8:30. There is no school Monday the 17th. That was President's Day, so on our calendar we have no school. Tuesday, February the 18th, we have professional development, so there'll be no school for students, but we will have professional development for the staff. The PD is going to consist of a student information system and doing some comparisons between Power School and another product called MASS. And also we're going to have Paul, Officer Paul, he's going to do the RAVE security app, which I did include in your handout there. You'll see that RAVE, we finally got that. It's a free app that's given by the state, purchased by the State Department of Education, and so he's going to be giving us our training over that. So anyway, and then we did see a midterm adjustment in a loss of $52,115 in state aid. That's just because of the declines that we've had in enrollment, and then because those declines in enrollment also parallel the federal funds. There was a difference in about $27,500, so $79,615 in reduction in funds to the district just at midterm. So anyway, just want that on your horizon. And then we have just an update there. I think Coach is going to be, what'd you say, the 21st? Is that right? Districts, yeah, we're going to be hosting that. That telemed, I'm going to kind of give you an update. This come in just a little while ago, but that telemed that we've been working on, that telemed machine, we do have a donation from the Lions Club, and then we have a donation from First National Bank, and we got a donation coming in from Central National Bank. So we're going to, between those three donations, it's going to be about $12,500. So I think a unit costs $20. Yeah. So we'll be looking at, and that is that unit that would allow the hospital up there to communicate with our faculty, staff, and our students as well. So anyway, and then our baseball, softball, they got that new dressing in that area. They've got it completed with, finally got the porch completed, and then they've got the windows and blinds, so everything should be looking good there.
All right, thank you. Item 6, consent agenda. All of the following items which contain reports and items of a routine nature normally approved at board meeting will be approved by one vote unless any member desires to have a separate vote on any or all of these items. The consent agenda consists of the discussion, consideration, and approval of the following items. A, agenda for February 10th, 2020, regular board meeting. B, minutes for January 13th, 2020, regular board meeting. C, activity fund financial report for January of 2020. D, activity fund fundraising request as submitted by sponsors. E, general, building, LC, SEC fund encumbrances. F, general, building, LC, SEC fund warrants. And G, treasurer's financial report.
Don't forget about that.
Oh, also, was that in the activity fund? No, it wasn't. It was in the general. All right, we are going to vote on all but one item. And that was, 1705. If you look, it's in the yellow sheets, about 3 back, on the back side. 1705 for USA test prep.
Yeah, one of these here we
And then I rewrote it.
Yeah. So, we're not voting on that for a reduction in the amount, so, anyway.
I'll second.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Danny?
Yes.
Dylan?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
Tim?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay. Item 7, approve or disapprove Heber Public Schools as the LEA for LaFleur County Special Education Cooperative for 2020 and 2021.
All right, we have a special, the Floyd County Special Needs Cooperative, they did meet in December, and so everybody is, still remaining strong, so.
Has anything changed since last year on, everything?
Well, they did make a little bit of a change in, like Miss Kay's working now, she's, they absorbed a position teaching wise to help, she's still the director, but she's
Yeah,
also
yeah.
teaching,
You say no school drop down? All that.
I think they did.
They talked about it,
Yeah, yeah,
but they didn't.
no,
They haven't.
no. And they better not.
I think you told me about Carol Towering.
Okay, is gonna retire, sorry about that, yeah. But I think she will come back, though, is she not?
Part-time.
That's what she's talking to the cooperative superintendents, is that she'd like to come back part-time, so that'll be another cost savings for the cooperative, so.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion and second made. Danny?
Yes.
Dylan?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
Tim?
Yes.
I vote yes. Okay, item 8. Let me sign this real quick. And I'll pass it along. Let me see if you need to sign that. Okay. Here we go. Approve or disapprove Heber Public Schools membership and Medicaid agreement with the LaFleur County Special Education Cooperative for 2020 and 2021.
In this Medicaid agreement, it allows our district to bill for services rendered for our special needs kiddos, you know what I'm saying? Through Medicaid, it's nothing, we continually do this, so. But you need to approve it as a district. Make a motion.
Second.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Danny?
Yes.
Dylan?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
Tim?
Yes.
I vote yes.
Same thing.
Okay, item 9. Approve or disapprove memorandum of understanding with Choctaw Nation, Heber Public Schools, and Hodgen Public Schools for a summer school program during the summer of 2020.
Mr. President, we just need to skip that one tonight because they did not come in, and normally at this time we have them, so but we have received a memorandum yet from the nation, so
Okay, do we table? Or do we just,
you can't have it
okay,
yet.
I'll make a motion, we table number 9.
I'll second that.
Yeah.
I didn't-
okay. Danny?
Yes.
Dylan?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tim?
Yes.
I vote yes to table. Okay, item 10. Approve or disapprove resignations as received by the superintendent.
We do have one, and it's Miss Lisa, and she is going to be effective February 28th. To announce, this purpose of this letter is to announce my resignation from Heber Public Schools effective at the end of the third 9 weeks, February 28, 2020. Wasn't an easy decision to make. Students have been a major part of her life for many years, and she's enjoyed her time at Heber Public Schools. I will miss my students, colleagues, and the school community, but we've been blessed with a great opportunity that meets my time and attention to ensure success. Thank you for the wonderful experience that I've had teaching here at Heber Public Schools. It's been a privilege to work with such great teachers and staff. If I can be assistance throughout this transition, please let me know. Sincerely, Miss Lisa Nelson.
All right,
I'll make a motion to
okay, motion made and seconded. Danny?
Yes.
Dylan?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
Tim?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Sad to see her go. All right. On to item 11. Proposed executive session to discuss security